Hey guys, I'm RozaldVane, and welcome back to another episode of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Where we last left off was we basically finished out. Actually, I feel like we are done with part 2 of the Legacy of the First Blade, but we'll have to see one more thing, which is to see Natakas and Darius kind of head back home in a sense. But I don't know what's gonna happen next. But before we also continue, I want to say sorry for the previous episode. At the very end, the audio did get cut off a little bit. I did check the video footage. For now, I'm sticking with the setup I just did at the end of the last episode, because I don't think I can fix my wire at the moment because it's really like shredded. But that's because of the fact that I would say the wire has been with me for like 8 years as of this point, 8-ish years, almost 8.5, I think. I'm trying to think. Was it 8.5? I can't remember for the life of me because it's been so long since I've used it, or since I got it. Like when I first got it, I was like so like happy about it because it was able to adjust volumes and everything. But then my headphones broke. The previous headphone, which was like a black headphone, like just died and broke. And then I have a replacement here, but this one didn't come with the audio thing. It's a built-in like audio controller on the back of the headphones here. But yeah, otherwise I'm just gonna stick with whatever I have now for now. Right now the front audio jack is not easy for me to like put the cord in correctly because it requires that I need to put a lot more force into it to make sure that it works. But otherwise that's what I'm working with right now. So I don't have any bass control or any control of that sort. So if I hear myself, if I want to hear bass stuff, I don't think I will have control over that for now. But it's just sad that this just happened in the middle of the recording because I moved my headphones wire by a slight bit. Alright, so yeah, now I can hear everybody, every character in the game. For some reason, if the wire's loose, it doesn't actually pick it up for some reason, I guess. It's weird.
Dad, we can finally go home.
You once told me of a dream you had. A simpler life. A small stall in the Agora, fishing with your son.
I remember.
Are you going to do it?
Darius is asking the weirdest question now. I might try a simple life. Aw, really? Why do I have to make a choice out of this? This is so weird. I want to say I'm Mystios. I don't think it will. I mean, okay. I said this before, but I really spoiled myself what's going to happen. This one, if I choose the Mystios one, I'm pretty sure it's not canon. But I'm pretty sure if I chose a simple life, that is the canon part, actually. The legitimately real version of what the game's about. So I'm following the original path of what it should be like. Even though I don't want to, I'm probably going to do it anyways.
I might. Someday.
Because I have a feeling I know what really is true options for it. But...
It's now or never.
Alright, Natakas, go.
Kassandra.
Darius.
It's making me think of like
So, this is it.
This is it.
Was it called The Breakfast Club? The ending? It's like, don't you forget about me. I didn't even do the romance bits. I didn't even... Fine, I'll do it. I hate this so much.
Real connections with people are rare. You shouldn't be too quick to let them go.
I hate this, but I'll do it.
Stay. Please.
Darius. Oh, he actually understood. I mean, I felt like he knew. But I hate that there's romance sequence to it. Like, when you say stay, it doesn't mean you were in a romantic Like, it's not a romantic inclined statement. I don't get it. I don't know. Some parts of it rubs me off the wrong way, I would say, and some parts of it doesn't. Like, with the romance bits here, I think that a part of me really feel like I don't want to. A part of me doesn't want the romance to happen, but a part of me understands that it's part of the original story of what it is exactly. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So Darius and Kassandra trained. I think if I didn't say stay, I think he would have stayed anyways, I think. He's gonna probably turn around and just be like, yo, Kassandra, I feel like we need to... I feel like I want to be with you still. I bet you the song might have been hummed by another character in Origins, but I won't mention it yet until we get to the end of the Hidden Blade DLC at least. Darius? What's happening?
I wonder if Darius has kept watch all night. Better say good morning.
Alright, I guess. Beautiful looking scenery.
You really don't sleep, do you?
The soft kiss of the breeze, the smell of the ocean. Why should I sleep? I'd miss it, Kassandra. I'd miss all of it.
The peacefulness, I guess?
The hungriest warrior in the Greek world has ravaged our milk and bread supplies again.
What?
Typical Spartan stomach.
Yeah,
His appetite may consume us all.
true.
More milk and bread it is then. I'll go by the usual.
Double. But here. I was supposed to pass these to the merchant, but I got carried away with the,
He has that effect on people. I'll deliver this for us and, buy double the usual. The Agora should already be open. Be home
Maybe.
soon.
I'm worried though, because this is part 3 basically, where we're gonna be... I bet
Milk and bread coming right up.
I bet myself that when we come back, we're gonna get into a fight, and we're gonna see Darius die and Natakas get kidnapped. Maybe. Imagine it is Natakas getting kidnapped. Oh, that would be hilarious to me. That'd be super hilarious that Natakas gets kidnapped and Darius is dead. If that all happens to be true, I'm just like, it's funny, but it's not funny because of the fact that it's like the scenario. It's just funny because I guessed it correct. But at the same time, it's kind of weird, honestly, how that turned out, I guess. But I don't know. But I mean, it does kind of push me into...
Oh,
Kassandra! How's my favorite customer?
tired. Hungry and tired.
It was the same for me. Enjoy these years.
I will. I am. Anyway, here's what Darius owes you. We'll need double the usual. Milk and bread, please.
About the bread. I ran out of wheat. I was supposed to fetch some from the farmer down the road. Perhaps you could help me with that.
Sure.
For my favorite merchant, anything.
Thank you, Kassandra.
I'll be back from the farm soon. It's not too far away.
I'm still concerned,
How
though.
can this fish be so stale? We live by the sea. The wheat farm isn't far. This'll be quick.
Uh-huh. But it still feels weird because it feels like this sort of like opening for this part is like almost feels like an opening for a new Assassin's Creed game in a weird way, because like if you think about Assassin's Creed 3, I think 4 as well, Assassin's Creed 2, like all the older Assassin's Creed games, they open up in a way that has the character kind of like in bare, like minimum armor sets and stuff like that, or outfit. And
The merchant sent me to pick up his wheat.
Excellent. It's right there by the fence.
thanks. And it's like, you know, like they're just doing mundane things to build up to something crazy that's gonna go down, which tends to happen with these kind of things in Assassin's Creed. I just don't know, it's just a really easy catch formula where
Soon enough.
it's an easy catch formula where they would try to throw the normal things out the door to make things
I wanna be like
dangerous.
the dentist. Mater said the
Stubborn.
Why did the little girl or boy just said that he wanted to be Tempest? Wanted to be the Tempest. That's
Here you
weird.
go. Your wheat.
I'll make the bread right away. Can't leave my favorite customer waiting.
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
Here you go. Bread fresh from the oven and milk straight from the goat.
Ew.
I'll see you sooner than I'd like to. This stuff won't last long.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think Elpidios keeps my whole business running.
Elpidios?
It's very possible.
I'm not aware of who Elpidios is, though. But sure. Yeah, I don't know who Elpidios
Milk and
is,
bread. Check. Better get this home.
but we'll see who it is. We'll see who Elpidios will be, or is, in terms of this village soon. Yeah, I'm taking the shortcut, which is just literally climbing up this cliff hill thing that we came off of. I don't know, the fetch and delivery quest is just like whatever, honestly, but...
Dimmi. A place even a Misthios can call home.
I guess we kind of bought this place, or got this place off of the guy who literally, like, looked at us jumping off the roofs. Probably. It looks like it, though. Natakas. Oh, they have a kid already. Okay, well, I'm gonna... Okay, I'm waiting for it, and then I'll talk more about it when we get a chance
How's my
to.
Elpidios? How's my son?
Oh.
He missed his mater.
And she missed him.
Promise me, Kassandra. This is our life. This is our home.
I didn't know this is Elpidios. Okay, so Elpidios is the son. Their latest son. I choose life to secure... Okay, fine.
Do you remember Macedonia?
Of course. Walls of dust and flame, the huntsman.
I remember you, Natakas. Only you. Home isn't a place, it's people. It's us. As long as we're together, we're home.
Uh-huh.
You know Elpidios? That's where your mater grew up. Kefalonia.
Oh, we're not far
Right.
from there.
There. But it wasn't until I came here, until I met you, that I truly felt home.
Huh. Why does he
Fleta
look...
and Fila on the beach that day, they couldn't escape their fate. It always ends in blood. My family ran for so long, but maybe some things can't be outrun.
True?
We never know what's coming next. All we can do is what we believe is right, and deal with the consequences.
Indeed.
This fight we have with the Order, this war, it's not going to be won in my lifetime.
True.
Or yours. Maybe I was foolish to think it could be.
Well, we can just...
But fate does not define us. Our actions do. Our little Leonidas spoke his first word today.
What? I didn't hear.
That's not possible. What did he say?
Grand Pater. Or maybe he burped. It's hard to tell at his age. Who's my genius grandson? who's just like his grandpater, Darius.
Okay. Very strange, but okay. I feel like there's somebody's watching us from afar still. The Order's waiting for their attack. This is why the camera's being so awkwardly positioned and zooming out. Yeah, I kind of had that feeling. I guess that's a Morgus.
Is there anything more beautiful than this? A simple life.
Who is it? What is this guy? Oh, he's a part of the... Oh my god, so he was lying to us all this time.
Get word to Persia. Send the fleet. Send everyone.
So Odanto...
By your command, Amorges.
Yeah, I knew it. It was a Morgus. Odantos just looks like a... He just pretends like he's not a Morgus. Wow. I should have killed this guy to begin with. Wow, that was a twist.
Soon, old friend.
That is quite a twist. That was quite a twist that the guy literally was a Morgus.
Says he's hosting a celebration in Vime.
No.
I have to see.
No. Why are we getting into this trap? It's a trap. It's clearly a trap because she was already invited. I can't escape it. It's sad because it's part of the Legacy DLC where we're gonna be seeing the end of this DLC in general. Return back home when you are done. I plan on a celebration with Natakas and Elpidios. Okay. Well, my assumption is that... oh wait, that's a letter from Darius. I have a feeling that the reason why that letter is written and we didn't ask Darius about it... I think that's not Darius's letter, though. I think that's some letter that was delivered by somebody outside who impersonated him, maybe? Could be? I don't know. But I'm sad because we're gonna see the end of, like... We might... We need to kill bears, really? Where are we, really? Oh, we're in Ellis, near Akia. Okay. Near Akia. Got it. Alright, that's pretty cool. Kill the bears around Dime. Or Dime, I guess. Alright. Is there a new cultist list already available? No, not yet. I'm thinking that it will unlock the middle row. Yeah, because there's gonna be a middle row of, like, cultists we need to kill. In order to progress in the story, or to kind of close out the orders, like stuff in the First Blade, Legacy of the First Blade. I don't know how to feel about the family starting thing going on here, but yeah, I thought it was the person that I think it was going to be, but apparently it's not. It's a son instead of a daughter, but I'll probably wait till... I'm gonna probably wait till a little longer to see if we'll end up with the daughter later on, if there is a case of that. If not, then I might be mistaken in how they organize the structure of the story. But we'll see. We will see. I mean, as I said, we'll probably have to wait and see if things turn out the way it is. And if not, then I'll probably look it up to kind of reconfirm. I'll look it up and reconfirm what it was that I might have messed up on in reading, but otherwise that's pretty much it. Why am I not equipped with my weapon? Why am I punching the board? Okay, what is this? Why do you guys unequip me like all the way through? Oh my god, they did unequip me. Oh no. Oh my goodness, that's scary. That it's unequipping in every way possible, shape, and form. Well, at least I put away some of the stuff I needed. Don't need it. Alright. Cool. I didn't realize that they just unequipped me in general, and that it's not part of the story that they... Oh jeez. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Hate fighting the boars sometimes, but I understand the fact that they are... Alright, this one's down now. Oh, jeez! Ah! Okay, there we go. Oh, whoa, I accidentally pressed the wrong button, apparently, somehow. There we go. Good enough. Yeah, I need to get some arrows back later on if I can find some sources of arrows. I need to get that going. There's a bear. I thought we were hunting bears. I didn't realize we were hunting boars. Because I misread the boars as bears. Alright. Well, my assumption is gonna be, like, probably Darius dying and then Natakas gets kidnapped. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I would not be surprised. That prediction is holding true to what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I'm kind of surprised that the Order did not do anything to us for, like, about... So a kid takes about 1 year to come out of the belly, I would say. And during the montage cutscene, it didn't seem like it was, like, montage of, like, a year. It was, like, a montage of, like, a couple of months, probably, like 2-3 months. And then Natakas and Kassandra probably got together and did the thing. And then, like, a year passed. And I'm guessing it's probably, like, we've been here probably for, like, about 2-3 years now at this point, I would say. That's my assumption, is how much time we spent here. And so far it's just one kid only, so... I mean... Yes, they shouldn't be escaping their destiny of, like, killing off the Order, but then again... Killing one head would protect them for a good chunk of time, instead of, like, leaving it out to dry. Because Amorges was, like... He was not letting that dry up. He would not let that, like, revengeance, like, dry up at all. But... There's Darius again. Always guarding the place, which is nice.
Kassandra.
Darius.
I heard you coming, you know.
I wasn't trying to sneak.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see you.
But wait, wouldn't Darius catch Amorges coming? Or Orontes? Yeah.
They've missed you.
Who? Oh, the Natakas and kid. It's hard being away from family.
You know there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Adventure calls to people like us. For so long, my purpose was Persia. She was all I could see. But a parent's duty is not to their ambition. It's to their family, Kassandra.
How's my boy?
Oh, he's in terrible danger, Kassandra. Elpidios is missing.
What?
Why would he lie to you, man?
Oh, they're playing hide and seek. Again?
You know, it was Natakis' favorite game too when he was Elpidios' age.
Wait, Elpidios doesn't look like a toddler, honestly. He looks like a baby still. Like he just came out like a month or two ago at least. Come on, dude.
How are they?
We've been getting used to being in one place. It's harder than you think.
Uh-huh.
Heard anything about the Order?
Nothing, no news. After the Tempest, they've gone quiet. They're never quiet.
No, I still think that it's kind of weird how Darius is such a sharp, a sharp person. Like he's very sharp in knowing like his surroundings, and yet he's so like his. I guess it's maybe because his guard is like really down, but I'm just so confused because it's like you're changing the character over whatever it is. Maybe he is getting older, and maybe his sharp senses are gone like slowly. I don't know. It's just there's so many weird flags that just feels unnatural to me. Like it's like for the purpose of getting it quickly done or get the story kind of quickly across, that it just loses its sense of realism in the storytelling. I feel like, or not the realism, but like the flow and the pace of a storytelling bit. I don't know. That's how I feel so far with what's going on. Where we just have a kid, and then this time consistency is a little bit bothering because it says not since the Tempest and. If you're saying 3 years ago the Tempest died, then I'm surprised that we have a kid at this point. Or no, I'm surprised that they still remember the Tempest after 3 years. But if it's 1 year, I would understand. But Kassandra could be... I guess it makes sense if Kassandra could be pregnant and training in that montage, but it makes no sense to me that that's the case. Like, that they're still keeping in mind the Tempest and the Order after 3 years. But...
Is Elpidius at the usual spot?
He loves that beach.
Make sure you find the boy.
I always do. After you, Darius.
Come, the beach is this way.
No, we're actually going down to the beach. I bet that's when we'll see the attack coming. Because the guy... Morgus did say send everybody.
You're still quite fast, Darius.
Maybe you're just getting old.
How much? Well, okay, I get it. But it's like... the sarcasm's really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be sad where this is gonna take us later. Wait, what?
I faced walls of flame. Skies black with arrows. And more beasts and blades than Heracles himself. But none match parenthood.
It's a different kind of battle. You'll do fine, Kassandra. You are doing fine.
Am I doing fun? Am I though? Like, I just feel like I'm still, like, learning.
Never could Elpidios be.
Why is the baby...
Elpidios! Huise! Mater's coming to find you. Elpidios loves splashing around in the water jars. I wonder, is my little warrior here?
Okay, it's kind of weird.
Guess not. Where's my baby? Where's my son? This shipwreck looks like it can hide Elpidios and his pater. Let me take a look.
Oh, is it there actually? Okay, well, I guess that's how it goes. That was really random that I found them. Oh, okay.
Aha! Found you!
Okay.
Whoa! Isn't Mater a mighty Mystios? She will surely tell tales of this epic adventure for years to come. Don't forget to pay the Mystios for her heroic services.
My usual rate.
Welcome home.
When she did the whole, like, big, like, claw bear thing surprise, it made her look bigger than normal. It was weird to me. I hate that all the romance options are there, but it's like, I get it.
I've missed you, my love. Both of you.
See, this is not only the thing that I'm having a problem with, is that I thought we were able to freely do romance to our own will, but I feel like that's not the case here, and I'm just, like, saddened by the fact that that's the case, where our sort of, like our choices seems to be dictated because of the fact that the true story of what it is there, and it's hard to kind of, like, deviate from that. Like, I know that there's some games that do this too, like Prey or Dishonored series, which we played on the channel, but, like, I know that we deviate to some degree on some parts of those games. Like Prey, I know I deviated off. Dishonored, I didn't deviate too much for both the first and second game. But it's like... And Death of the Outsider. But it's like, it's kind of weird to me because this one is like... Even if it wants to be a full-fledged RPG, RPGs are not supposed to have like one story that seems to fit all, or that needs to say that's canon to make a sequel off of it. And I think that's the problem with what I'm thinking of this in terms of narratively, is that they're trying to push for the one that actually is true, or I'm pushing the one that's really true, but it's like, it feels kind of weird to me because it's like, it doesn't feel natural to how I would like to see the RPG be, like, a way it is, because you give players the option of choice, but then you kind of force the story to be this one way, and that's gonna be the final way, because it dictates the rest of the other Assassin's Creed games that are between, like, Origins and Valhalla. Like, this dictates that, like, how those two stories will go, and it's like, I don't know, there's really not really much of a care for me now that at this point, like, because I invested in the fact that I wanted Kassandra to be, like, sort of like a character who only likes ladies, and I have a lady crew and everything, but it's like, I don't get that option choice. Instead, I'm forced to have a kid with Natakas because it's part of the story, and it's important to be part of the story. But I didn't choose any of the romance. The romance only had one choice at part 1, and the rest of it is already guaranteed romance. What game does that, where they're just like, we're giving you the first choice, and you didn't take it, but yet we're forcing you into this road because we feel like it's important because the story makes the choice, not you. And it's like, where's the RPG element to this, you know? Like, what is this? You don't just change right off the bat the idea of what it is. Just like that. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just waiting for it, I guess. Like, I'm just waiting for the punchline where it's just like, where it doesn't feel unnatural, I guess. Like, I want to wait till, I want to keep playing, but it's like, I want to wait till it gets unnaturally untangled, because right now it's so tangled for me, personally, that I just don't know how to feel about this whole relationship and family settlement and stuff like that, because it's just really out of nowhere.
How have you been?
Safe. Feeling safe. Relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Except our little warrior's appetite keeps growing. Greedy boy.
That's how it is.
How's our littlest warrior? Been on more of your famous adventures, no doubt. A cyclops? Oh my.
Little boy.
Huh? You slew how many Athenians? Impressive. You're
bubbling.
putting Brasidas' record to shame.
Oh, come on.
Oh, stop.
Darius sent me a
deserve
note.
it.
Something about the celebration?
We figured it was time for a little family gathering.
And it's not a family gathering without a great feast.
Actually-
Elpidios and I will prepare the boar, won't we?
There's two more things I gotta add, but
Lord.
I'll wait till
That takes me back.
until we get to the end, or...
Kassandra and I will go look for some shellfish.
We'll have the fire ready by the cliff.
See you
Oh,
later, little warrior.
and I'm guessing that's when they attack.
Come, Kassandra. It's been a while since we've had some time to ourselves.
Yeah, and that's when the order's gonna attack the house. I'm assuming that much because we're far away, and two, Darius and the baby are there in general, so it makes sense that that's what it is. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna end the episode here, anyways, because I want to do some final talking points before we move on to the next episode. That is, and the next episode will be next week probably. But the point is, I feel there's two things I want to talk about, and I'm kind of feeling like, what happens if I was playing as Alexios then? Would that DLC will this part of the DLC just be shifted to something entirely different? Like, did they have a backup to what that would turn out, I guess? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder how that would shift, like, in terms of the story, if Alexios was the one in place here. Does he get to have a baby? Does Alexios come with a baby in the end with Natakas? I don't think I believe the romance scene might be available, but I don't think that the, yeah, I think the romance scene would not be available, probably, for Alexios, but I might be wrong. I mean... Again, they've been doing all the romance bits and pieces in the main game that it's like, why wouldn't Alexios get that same option in favor? But it's just like, I don't get it if that's the case, if they are just so one-sided about who gets what. So it's kind of weird to me. But anyways, the other point is just that, oh shoot, I forgot. I'm almost forgetting the point of what I wanted to talk about, the second thing. The second thing was not the romance, but... Yeah, the family. Like, our family. I don't know why they didn't take influence on what the main game stuff would be like. That's what I was curious about. Like, we have our family, too. Our family didn't die. None of our family members are dead. Like, our mom is alive. Alexios is alive. Or Deimos, I guess, is one to call himself that. And then we got our stepfather, and we got our stepbrother, I guess, is a stepbrother kind of thing. Like, or maybe like a commander who's kind of like a brother to us in a sense, but really is kind of like just like close friend, I guess, in a sense. But it's kind of weird because maybe is it over the time that passed that Kassandra no longer belongs with that family, or doesn't want to relate to that family or something? It kind of feels weird because I would feel like this whole DLC could have influenced or could incorporate the ending of what you did in that main game and put that into the DLC, and it would make it much more meaningful for me, because as a player I'd be like, I invested hundreds of hours, or like 100 hours or something like that, like a lot of hours just to save my family, my blood Spartan family, and yet my Spartan blood family would not go out on a whim to save me or help me is kind of weird to me, because it's like, where's Diemos? Why is he not helping us? He's our brother, right? And like, our mother's there too. She's not dead. She's not even that old either, I bet. She's probably like 5 years older from the end of the game, if the legacy of the first blade is like taking place a couple years after the events of saving or helping the family survive. And like, that kind of confuses me, where we're just not utilizing those kind of things, like those kind of resources that would work. Maybe the actress and the actor didn't reprise the role for those characters, but I mean, it's not that hard to just reprise those roles, considering how big the game is. So, and I don't think they were doing too many lines in general. They were just doing like a good chunk of lines that made sense to the story in general. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a little bit inconsistent with the fact that there are some things that we know that should exist, that should kind of incorporate itself into the story, but yet does not. And I think Assassin's Creed Origins does it perfectly good. Like, it incorporates Aya, even though we know she left. We didn't have a choice over that, obviously, Assassin's Creed Origins. But even though we know she left, she came back and she still incorporates herself based on what we did previously, or what we did in the story. And that was more of a linear story, yeah, but here it's like, it's such an optional story, but you can still have the whole like thing tie in, because that's what RPGs do. They tie in everything together. Like, everything is never missed. Everything is always has to be connected to some way, unless, of course, as I said, like, actors and actresses can't reprise their role, the asset itself is like broken and corrupted and they couldn't control over it, and they had to just move on with something entirely different, stuff like that. Like, something broken and something can't be fixed, and they didn't want to go back to that particular thing, and that would be understandable. But like, in a sense that an RPG is like required to have the fact that you control all the decisions you made and pushing into the newer stuff that you go through, it makes it much more like meaningful to the player, I feel like. And I feel like that's where it's missing out on. That's why I'm feeling so missed out on the Odyssey. It's just that all the choices I made prior to this, very, very tiny little bit of it is just barely able to influence what happens in the story, in the DLCs. And I just feel sad that they don't even use a little bit of all that. Like, or a lot more than that. I just don't know. I just feel like that's kind of like the sucky part of this, is that I'm just doing this and I'm just feeling more like isolated from my main game experience, versus having to not feel connected to what I did to all the many people that is in the game. Like, I did all the side quests that I could find on the map, but holy hell, just like disconnecting all that just to make it seem so isolated is just kind of annoying and boring, and really just not that great, honestly. I mean, like, you could have taken that little girl from the clay thing and just stuck her into the Akia problem. I wouldn't mind that. The little girl that lost her mom and, like, her friends is, like, not available and stuff. It's like, I want to see those choices that I made kind of influence something in the bigger parts of the story, but they don't. It's just sad, because they're just there for experience points. And and I feel like that's why Odyssey is such a weak RPG. I think it's good in some places. Very early on, I don't see the flaws, but as I keep playing more and more of it, I'm seeing more and more flaws, and that's becoming a depth, an emotional depth, I'd rather call it, or player incentive depth. Like, every depth that keeps stacking on it makes me feel less inclined to be interested in whatever's coming next of it. It's just makes me really annoyed, rather than actually making me feel happy that I'm going through this. It just makes me annoyed, rather, as I keep going for like the game further. But it's nothing against the developers, obviously. I just think that there's so much content. As I said before in the previous episode somewhere, they should just cut down to make it shorter and just like stick to that smallness of it, and then make sure that they clean it all up and make all the choices tie in correctly. The main game, I'm thinking it's fine. The main game itself is totally fine. I think it's just the DLCs and the additional content it's just not cutting it. Like, I understand like some of them were good to the point where they were talking about like closure for some characters, but still, it's just some of them just feels like loose ends that will never be ever like care or matter at all. Like, they're just worse than the sub story, or worse than the main story stuff that just comes out of it. And even the side quests aren't even like the side quests are even better in the main game than there is to the DLC and extended content. But Anyways, I don't know. That's my rant for now, for a little bit. I mean, I'm probably going to find new things to talk about that's going to get annoying for me as I keep going through this DLC, but hopefully we'll finish this DLC soon, because I know we're getting into the third part, and that's technically the final part, I feel like, in the DLC, but we'll see. Otherwise, that's it for this episode. Roz, out.